Welcome to exercise 11, which is converting an animation into a movie clip. And movie clips are foundational for Flash, but you have to really understand tweening first before we can get into movie clips. Now we've had some experience with classic tweening, so we can take a look at movie clips. What a movie clip is if you can imagine an animation of a car, for instance, where the wheels turn on the car, and then the car is up against a moving background that will show the objects that it's passing while it's driving by. The wheels are movie clips, and they're working inside of the bigger movie, that is the car, which is working inside of the bigger movie, which is the animated background of the objects that it's passing. So movie clips are actually little bits and pieces of animations that work as movies inside of movies, and that's what we're going to be creating from here on out in our Flash class. Now, the best way to create a movie clip is to learn how to turn what you've already animated on the Scene 1 timeline into a movie clip. So that's what we're going to do. And so for the demonstration, I opened up the 9B solution file, your FLA file. And so you can really open up any kind of file that you want to do this. The procedure is the same. What we're going to do is select the layers that hold the frames in the timeline. So clicking the path layer and then holding my shift key down, I'm going to click the track layer so that I get all three layers that are in this animation. Then I go to Edit, Timeline, Copy Frames. That's going to copy all of these frames in my timeline. The next step is Insert, New Symbol, and make sure that that new symbol is a movie clip. And then give it a name. I'm going to call it Racetrack MC. There we go. And then click OK. Now when we open up and make a new movie clip, it's an empty movie clip, and we have to paste those frames into it. So in order for Flash to see where to paste the frames, I'm going to highlight keyframe 1 to activate it, and then go to Insert, go to Edit, Timeline, Paste Frames. And all of those frames that held all of the controls for my movie are all pasted into the timeline. In this circumstance, when we're working with a guide layer, you have to watch this with guide layers. All of the tweening layers usually get pasted in fine without any kinds of adjustments that you have to make. But with the guide layers, you actually have to reinsert the car layer back underneath the path layer so that it's going to be guided. Now, this is all inside of Racetrack MC. Now, if I go out to Scene 1 timeline, I'm going to clean this timeline up and take everything out so that you can really see what a movie clip does. So I'm in Scene 1 right now, and make sure that you are too if you do this. Then go back and delete your path layer and your car layer and your track layer. You can just grab each of these frames and go to Edit, Timeline, and Remove Frames, and then I'm going to unlock this and take the track out of here so that I have an empty keyframe right here, because this is where I am going to place my new movie clip. My new movie clip goes back out onto the stage, and I can resize it just a little bit. But do you see how now this clip is sitting in keyframe 1 of the Scene 1 timeline? So how is Flash going to play back all of its animations? Easily. As long as the playback head is over this keyframe that's holding this entire movie, this entire clip, your movie will play in full. So if I double click keyframe the movie, the object, the movie clip, you will see that inside of the movie clip now I'm in Racetrack MC, and this is where all the animation lives. If I go back to scene 1 is just a suitcase that's holding this animation, just a stage. So these movie clips also inherit the same properties as the other symbols that we talked about last week when we did the cat, because I can actually pull out another instance of this movie clip, and I can even do something as interesting as rotate it and turn it the opposite direction and place it on the stage. And then when I go to test my movie, both of them are going to play. So I'm going to close this, and then you'll see that each of these, they're just cloned instances of one another. And if I go inside of this one, I'm going to get the same timeline, the same path inside of Racetrack MC, going back out to scene 1 again, clicking its clone. It's actually just the same clip, and any changes I make here will be reflected in both instances on the stage. So that's all for lesson number 11, and it's just all about how to copy frames and paste them to make your own movie clip.